I'm standing on a bastion of Fort George in Castine in Maine. It was built in 1779 during the War of Revolution. Why was it built? Well, back then there were no British troops between Canada and New York except for a small beleaguered garrison in Newport. The war was going on in the Carolinas. In the middle of this, the British sent a small force here to Castine. Back then it was called Majabigwadus, and it was part of the state of Massachusetts. There was no state of Maine then. 700 infantrymen, 50 artillerymen, and 3 small ships came here to Castine, and the infantrymen began to build this fort. Why were they here? Well, there were 2 reasons. The first was that the New England coast was infested by rebel privateers who were snapping up rich British cargo ships sailing from Britain and Canada to New York. So they wanted to establish a naval base where the British naval ships could go out and fight those privateers. The other thought was that this region, just south of Canada, would serve as a refuge for loyalists who were fleeing from rebel persecution. So here they came, and they began to make this fort. Now, the state of Massachusetts was not going to let that stand. This was an audacious attack. And so in Boston they assembled a fleet. It was the largest fleet that the rebels put together in the War of Independence. Over 40 ships. The army and the fleet came here, up to the Penobscot Bay, with orders to captivate, kill, or destroy the enemy. What followed was shocking. It was the worst naval disaster in American history before Pearl Harbor. It also involved the disgrace of a great American hero, and that's the story which I tell in The Fort.